Hello my dear friend, I'm Sophine.Kurt and I'm here for you today because we want our life to get better. Why not, right? When we talk about improving our life, we need to take into consideration certain things. Well, first of all, when we want to improve a certain area of our life, we need to be damn sure what that area is. And I know it sounds cliche, it sounds so simplistic, like whatever. But when you literally pick up one area of your life to improve, you can see that your focus is shaped on that. But here's the thing, this is not the whole story. There's more to this story. In order for you to have results in that particular area, you need to take into consideration that in order to improve that specific area of your life, you need to do the other part of the story. Other parts of your life need to get into idle mode. And what do I mean by that? You need to set the other areas of your life in one bucket, in the bucket of they are sufficient. Those areas are sufficiently improved yet until now. Okay? When you do this thing, like it's not, of course it's very simple. It's so simple, we don't even think about it. But if we proactively think about it in this way, we can see that our energy that is focused upon improving different aspects of our life, it's returning back. And that energy can be channeled towards the area of your life which you want to improve. And this is crucial, okay? This is the first step, the most simple, basic step. But when you do it, you can dislocate energy consumed on worrying. This is so simple that I'm gonna get on to the next subject. But you will see that if you are choosing and if you're doing this first step, which I invite you to do it right now, you will see that the energy that was consumed into worrying or preoccupying about, oh, that area of my life is pending, is whatever, that energy can be dislocated and propelled towards what you really want to improve right now. What is, please tell me, what is that specific area of your life which you want to be improved and you want to improve right now? Pick one out of many, but pick one. That should be the most crucial and important area of your life. If we are going to the second point, we need to know another thing. And this is one part that we also overlook. And this part says the following: function and operate in the principle of being sufficient. How about that? When you choose to operate in this sufficient principle, you will see that you will have to do the following. Pick all the reasons why it's good and be sincere, honest with yourself. How much energy are you willing to offer to improve the situation? And here's the trick. Most people think that they need to struggle. They need to put in some big effort in order to surmount, in order to overcome a big obstacle. But the thing is, there's a compound interest in every action that you do. Every action that you take is an investment. Therefore, when you are taking the right actions constantly, with sufficient constancy, you will find eventually that your actions were indeed, in fact, sufficient. And this does not mean that you have to do everything like being disciplined and being like, oh my God, so on point and punctual, whatever. Nope. Maybe the place in which you are in, maybe the level of resources that you dispose of, maybe they are enough. If you think about that, maybe having zero tolerance, maybe having zero energy, maybe having zero time, maybe that's enough. And I'm telling you how and why. When we are picking one area of our life and we are choosing proactively to go towards it in a sufficient way of thinking, you will see that it will be enough, everything that you dispose of, everything that you are. Because let me tell you, something that you forgot, you are enough. And you are enough for that change. And maybe if, let's say, it's necessary to be another self to create that energy, well, let me tell you something. You, as you are right now, is enough to guide you and to advance towards that new self of yourself. In the same way, maybe having zero energy and zero time might be enough, because guess what? You do not need more time, you don't need more energy. You have 2 minutes a day and zero energy to spend very well. If the area of your life in which you want, let's say, improvement is the relationship part, very well you can take a piece of paper, some crayons, colored or not, or a pencil, whatever, and just draft something on that paper. And you will see that all the clutter that was there in your mind is now on the paper. You will see that all that darkness and, I don't know, fuzzy and confusing situation that was in your head, now it's clouded on the paper. And this is giving what? Freedom, clarity, and the blank canvas, so you can think, so you can be easy in your mind, so that you can come up with ideas. And let's say ideas can have a blank page to arrive on. Okay? Ideas can have a place to land on, right? So 2 minutes and zero energy, that's a thing. Actually, it will give you energy. You have half an hour a day and you missed your passion. Well, that half an hour and then practicing like a little thing may be the right thing that you want. And let me tell you something, the way in which you are thinking right now, it's good enough. Yes, it is. The way in which you desire think, it is good enough. Maybe what you are doing is good enough indeed. And we also forgot about this, don't we? Because this is the principle of being sufficient, the principle of sufficiency. Let's say you want to improve your sense of security. When you want to improve your sense of security, the first impulse is to raise your finances. But you will find that raising the finances while your house is not secure and your relationships are not secure, it's not that much of a big deal. Into secureness, okay? It's not that much of a deal. So what you want is security. When you want to improve your security, you can find some things that you overlook, because we are human. We have a place on this earth. We overlook that we are safe in our homes. We overlook that we are safe within at least one relationship on this earth. We overlook that we are safe with ourselves. We overlook that we are safe with our way of thinking and our decisions. Okay? And if you made some nasty decisions in the past, you can still rely and trust yourself, at least in a tiny bit, isn't it? Okay, so, and if you cannot trust yourself, at least there's one person you can trust in this world. And if there's lacking, you can see that you can trust maybe your creativity, maybe music, maybe your painting, maybe your craft, maybe whatever you're doing. So, therefore, there are plenty of things that can add to your sense of trusting, to your sense of security, to your sense of being safe in this world. And when you are taking into consideration voluntarily, proactively, all the things, all the arguments that they are already there to prove that you are secure, you will feel more secure. And by feeling more secure, you will take the right decisions to protect or improve that safetiness, okay? After you decide to go towards your goals within this capsule of being sufficient and the principle of sufficiency, you will start to feel a little bit different, like, I don't know, pumped or energized, or at least enthusiastic, or a little more happiness, okay, more enthusiastic about fulfilling whatever you want. And here's the thing, this is the last and third part that we are talking about here, and that thing is getting clear. At this point, what you need is to be crystal clear about the action that you will take. Let's say some types of action that you can take to improve that situation. And here we remember that if we choose one thought to overcome a big situation, maybe that is, you guessed it, enough. So, is there any thought that you can choose to improve your current situation? Is that one idea that can guide you simply by repeating it in your head? Are there certain actions that you can do so that you can improve that thing? Maybe what you can do is just sitting, laying around, having a couch sit. That could be, you guessed it, enough. Having a walk, oh, you need to exercise, oh, you need new ideas, oh, you need to declutter your home and your mind. Well, a walk may be just the right thing, and maybe, you guessed it, enough. What's that thing that you want to do? Feel free to think about. maybe a thought, maybe arguments of why you are secure, maybe certain activities like meditation or like drawing or like doing something that's probably unrelated, but it fills you with the right energy to overcome whatever you're doing, happening, living, okay? What it is, that specific action. This action has to be extremely simple, very easily done by your side, and probably it will consume you zero energy. That thing that is the easiest one is the right key, is the key to overcome whatever the thing is. But here's the thing. The key is also the consistency. And hear me out. Most people think that they need, oh, I'm not a disciplined person. I need to be, like regimented, disciplined in order to... No, you don't need to. Okay, you need to just pick one thing, and do it in sufficiently times, like sufficient consistency, relative sufficient consistency, so that eventually you can have enough energy deposited over there in that area, so that that area can expand over the principle of compound interest. Okay, this is the same thing. So you are just adding one coin, and after that you will have like the compound interest in return in the area in which you want. And let me tell you something. Most people think that they need the right thought, the right action towards that. How do I know? How do you know? There's no standard procedure, there's no standard practice here, And this is completely new, especially if you're a neurodivergent person. This fits your way of thinking, this fits your way of functioning and being and operating in this world. Therefore, you can do your own thing. And let me tell you something, magic is happening when you take one action that is like minimum effort and you make it and you do it with the right intention that you want, okay? Maybe you can improve, your health by, just breathing. And yes, that works. But if you do it with the specific intention that I'm here breathing and I amplifying my sense of healthiness, and my sense of health, therefore, here you go. That action will take that course, that shape, because you are, guess what, the creator, okay? And when you're operating with the principle of sufficiency, you will see that you will have sufficient energy, sufficient resources, sufficient thoughts and ideas, and everything is sufficient for the next step. Therefore, what you want to do is to take that action and do it with sufficient consistency so that you get that compound interest, and you can amplify this aspect by aligning, by putting your specific intention within that seed of action that you want, okay? So let's say if you want to feel more secure, for example, okay, you can take one activity to list every argument why you are already secure, okay? And that will give you the results. But if you want to really amplify 10 times the impact, you can do it in a different way. You can set your intention very, very clearly in your head that you are doing this exercise so that you are secure, and the intention is to amplify, because the intention, okay, the intention is to amplify the intention, okay, that you are doing this because you are secure and you want to create, and you are creating much more of safetiness. Then the action gets amplified and their impact is amplified. Therefore, the compound interest is amplified as well. Okay, so when you're doing that, this is another way to make sure that with little action, you can produce much more of resources and results. And you see, I haven't talked about time or about energy or about deploying energy or strategy or whatever. Okay. I haven't thought about anything that is boring, that is consuming resources, time and energy and your mind, okay? So all I talked about is being very, very specific, okay? And be specific with what you can, let's say, afford. If you are zero energy, zero time, what you can afford, okay? Because what you can afford is enough to take you to the other step. Okay, and let's say there's other energy that is returning to you before the results. You will easily invest that energy in the things that are important to you. and you will see that it's giving you energy, you know. And it's like, this is like creating a bank account in which you are deploying, and what you're deploying gets amplified. And this is, let's say, the most trustworthy account in the world, because this is a way, this is a different than neurotypical way to achieve things and to manage things when you are in low resources. Let's say you are depressed, let's say your anxiety eats you, let's say, I don't know, you're in a specific very, very different context of life, and that's shaking you and that's consuming you, and we totally understood. Therefore, you need something that helps you in the specific place in which you are, because everyone knows the theory, everyone can do it with a lot of resources, like being unbothered in life, you know, that maybe that can be done. But here's an advantage: the place that in which you are in, that place contains the right energy, the right place, the right thing, so that is empowering you to do the right thing. And probably you won't feel it in this way, and you'll hate it, because I do too. But things are, if you're doing this thing while you are in a bad context in your life, your actions are much more amplified. Because when you are low and when you're doing this is a complete shift. When you are low, you will think in scarcity terms. You will think that, oh, there's like lack. You will see that all the things that you cannot do, all the things that you can't afford, you will see everything that is like not. And the moment you switch your attention and you take the sufficient principle as a way of thinking for 1 minute a day, you are shifting massively. Okay, even the brain is reorganizing itself, not to mention the vibe, not to mention the everything spiritually that is in place, and it's also embedded in that action of you choosing another thought. Okay, so the thing is that the worse the context, the most powerful your actions are. They hold a different imprint. Okay, it's totally different thing. I talked to you about intention, doing things with the right intention, that you proactively place your intention in one act. Okay, this thing holds a blueprint. What you are in one moment will be imprinted in your intention, and this is giving you like this is propelling you, or this is like giving you a laid back situation. Okay, but however tense you are, you can use that tension and place it over there, like the good tension. Okay, like you can transmute that tension and to be placing over there. And let me tell you something: if you're doing one thing a day and you will do it with sufficient consistency, it's like you are planting seeds. Eventually, in the worst case scenario, you will have some seeds that will sprout. Okay, and how the seeds are coming to life and are showing their heads above the earth is by pressure. It's by water pressure. Okay, the water inside of the seed needs to be so pressurized that is rising against all odds, against everything. And you can see that tiny little bit thing, but how much pressure did that tiny thing endured to, I don't know, give it away towards light. Okay, and manage with the roughness of the soil, and with maybe too much of abundant water and the heat of the sun. Okay, so there's over there, that's a struggle over there in that little miracle that's so tiny and that's so fragile. Okay, but this is the exact same thing. If you are in a dark place, maybe you were buried inside of the earth and you will bloom. Okay, and the way towards blooming is exactly this: use your pressure. Use your pressure to get up, and use your pressure to get up by doing one thing a day. And if you are in that low of a thing that you can do zero energy, zero everything, you can do, at least you have enough energy to do one thing that is like minimum effort and maybe very poorly done, but you did it. Well, congrats to you. You were a winner in that day, okay? Because you used your little energy into creating something that is giving you, and this is a good business for you. You can't argue, it's not, okay? So when you're doing that, maybe there are days in which you cannot do it. That's perfectly fine. But there are other ways in which you can, okay? And you will do that in a specific pace and rate. And that, you guessed it, might be just enough. Therefore, I hope that you understood by this message that what you are is enough, that the context in which you are is enough to enable you to take the next step, and maybe the resources which you dispose of are enough for you to take the next step. And maybe if you have zero energy to take the next step, that's enough also. That's good enough also. That's sufficient, because that, by laying down, by doing nothing, that's also a thing that you guessed it is enough and is helping. And you can, I don't know, research on that thing, because definitely when you sit and do nothing, your dopamine is resetting, your body is resetting, and your body is regulating, your nervous system is regulating, and you breathe and you rest, and this is something that maybe you need so much. This being said, I hope that today you pick one area in your life which you want to be improved, that you pick one activity to do with sufficient consistency, so that eventually you will benefit out of the compound interest that you created. Until next time, I'm Sophine.Kurt, I'm here for you. If anything, please hit me with your question, comments, message, whatever you want, with your preferred way. I'm here for you. Let's take a chance of it. I'm wishing you all the best in the world. Ciao, ciao.